You got Louisville, not Louisville, Louisville, going to South Bend, Indiana to play Notre Dame. Notre Dame's 6.5-point favorite, 3:30 Eastern. It's on Peacock. This will be very, very telling for us about who Notre Dame is. Because I feel about Notre Dame the same way that I think most folks felt about Slim Shady for a long time. Well, the real Fighting Irish, please stand up, man. Please, because they've been up and down all over this season. Against A&M, I'm like, they're a college football playoff team. Don't even worry about Notre Dame the rest of the way. And then they play NIU, and they lose that one, and you're like, where's Notre Dame? I don't even know what planet is Notre Dame on today. And then they go and play Purdue, and you're like, okay, just a little letdown. We're back. Okay, we're back rolling if we're the Fighting Irish. And then you play Miami of Ohio, the U of Ohio, if you will, and just looks sloppy, man. Just very, very sloppy. And they found a way to win the game, and the box score wasn't really all that close, but like we got special teams miscues. We got poor decisions on offense. Like we're struggling, man. Notre Dame also a little bit dinged up on defense. You hate that for them. This game last year now was the game that really soured the season for Notre Dame when they went to Louisville. And I think there's enough people on this roster still from that squad last year. Riley Leonard wasn't there. Bo Collins wasn't there. But still, there's enough guys a part of this Marcus Freeman team from last year where you would hope they remember that and hope that feels personal as Louisville comes to South Bend. College football sickos, make sure you're subscribed right here to the On3 YouTube channel. College football, nothing but college football from January to December, and then we run it back, as we always do. This prediction is brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Prize Picks, daily fantasy, easy to play, easy to withdraw what you win. How it works, all you got to do, pick more or less on 2 or more player projections. You're off to the races. Using code HARDCOUNT now, $5 in lineups gets you $50 in promo funds. Also, just a great way to support the show and let the people at Prize Picks know we got some college football sickos dialed in watching this show. So thank you for using that code, and thank you for being subscribed. Back to the prediction. Now, Louisville, very quietly 3-0. Tyler Shuck, everyone's going to make an age joke about that dude, so we'll leave that there. Been playing college football a long time, now on his third school. More power to you. Wear a helmet as long as you possibly can. Helmets over cubicles all day, because one day they will put you in a cubicle no matter how long you play college football or play in the NFL. The Brohm squad, top 15 team right now. All right, so just keep an eye on the cards. They've been explosive offensively, averaging 12 yards a pass. This is a bit of a different outfit from the team last year that beat Notre Dame, offensively at least, but still 79% production on defense that gave Sam Hartman and company trouble last year from Notre Dame. Now also, different scheme offensively, just making sure we're on the same page, but that defense now had some success against the Fighting Irish. Now the thing, if you're Notre Dame now that you want to attack, is the part of the defense that hasn't had success to this point in the year if you're Louisville. Like that secondary, a little bit iffy. Kind of like, it's kind of like milk that's a few days past the expiration date. You can try it if you want to, but I wouldn't put a lot of stock into it. I wouldn't make it the drink of dinner, if you will. Georgia Tech got some explosive against them. Now, Haynes King, I think, is a solid quarterback. I think we've seen Georgia Tech be a solid outfit offensively, but like for them to have over 300 yards passing, that is the spot now. If I'm Mike Denbrock, with my offense last year from LSU, that averaged the most yards per pass in college football, like I want to attack that. I need to attack that. The unfortunate reality for Notre Dame is, offensively, that's where they've struggled. They've had 5.9 yards a pass this year for Notre Dame. Bad for, 104th in the country. Notice I did not say good for. Bad for, 104th in the country. If you're Riley Leonard and you want to announce yourself as the guy at Notre Dame, the A&M game was massive. Obviously, it was huge for the approval rating, all those things. All those vibes were lost after the NIU game. If you want to kind of regain momentum, regain some juice overall, like this is the game to do it. Because I'm telling you, there will be shots to be had. And I think Notre Dame, offensively, they've got some weapons that can stretch the field, but you got to put it together. It doesn't matter who you have in the receiving core if you can't maximize the vertical game at quarterback, which was always kind of our question coming into the season around Riley Leonard. Prove us wrong. Prove us wrong in this game as you have Louisville coming to town that, again, is not any slouch of an opponent when it comes to how they're ranked nationally. I think when it comes to how they want to set it up, if you're Notre Dame, it's been very clear what they do well. Run the football, especially with Riley Leonard. Another great day on the ground for Leonard last week against Miami of Ohio. If you can command enough attention from those safeties to make those shots deep even more wide open, that's going to be the whole game plan, I think. I think it is Riley Leonard on the ground, Jeremiah Love on the ground, ideally on the perimeter as well, the do-it-all back for Notre Dame. But you do that until you can't anymore. And I think Louisville will pretty quickly sell out to try and stop that. Now, here's a fun battle throughout this game, matchup-wise. Louisville's wide receiving core against this Notre Dame secondary, Louisville's got some guys now. Like Ja'Cory Brooks, if that name sounds familiar, was previously at Alabama, had a solid season so far for the Cards, had an acrobatic catch this past week against Georgia Tech for a touchdown. Notre Dame, defensively, they've been pretty clear. We like our guys in man coverage. And when you look at who they have in the secondary, it's pretty easy to see why. Benjamin Morrison, one of the best corners in college football. Xavier Watts, one of the best safeties in college football. They're going to let those dudes play. They feel very good about putting them out on the island and letting them be them. So I think the thing to watch here, if you're Louisville, I don't think it'll be a trenches game so much offensively for them. I would be very surprised if we saw Louisville come out there and run it 35 times. I think it'll be a lot more of the underneath pass game, especially in man coverage. You'll see a lot of those crossing routes. Louisville ate greedy this past week in that same kind of game plan. Tyler Shuck, 8 touchdowns, no picks, 65% completion percentage. He's been dialed in. So if you're Notre Dame now, again, the man coverage part of things, but even more specifically, trying to negate the catch and run side of things. That's where Louisville, I think, can really, really hurt you. So I think in this game now, it is very possible that the Riley Leonard ground game operation just takes the air out of the game. It's in South Bend, and that's how they win the football game. That's 100% possible. I think it's also very possible Notre Dame kind of snaps back to reality. Oh, there goes gravity. A lot of Eminem references this prediction. We roll on, though. The thing for me with Notre Dame is there's just been a lot of symptoms. A lot of symptoms of offensive struggles, of them looking sloppy, of Riley Leonard really struggling to maximize the vertical components of this offense. And at some point, you get enough symptoms, at some point you're sick. And I think Notre Dame in this game against a good Louisville team, I think we're going to see that they're sick. And I hate that because I love Marcus Freeman. He is one of my favorite people in college football. But I think Louisville goes into South Bend and for the second year in a row beats Notre Dame, final score 28-24.